Hey guys, it's Chris. So I want to give you an idea as to how you can make your diet phases and your build phases way more productive and results driven when it comes to food. Because 9 times out of 10, these are the questions that I get from people on Instagram. Most people are confused around what they can eat when they're dieting and what they can eat when they're bulking. And especially when you throw calories and you throw macros into the mix, it can seem super confusing, but it actually isn't. It's kind of simple with a little bit of homework and groundwork. And this tip today that I'm going to give to you is actually going to set you instead for all of your diet phases and all of your build phases so that you can progress through your training, through your goals, through your cycles, and endlessly improve. And that is keep 5 to 15 recipe ideas that's going to be your staple go-to meals for each type of goal. So if you're trying to drop body fat, then make sure that you've got low calorie ideas. Make sure that you've got breakfast, dinner, lunch ideas that are going to be your staples, that are quick, easy to implement. You can make things like fakeaways. You can have all of your normal food that you're eating right now, but just reduce the portion size, reduce the volume of that food, so that ultimately the calories come down for the stuff that you want to bring down, and the stuff that you want to keep, i.e. protein, you can keep elevated. So that as you run through that diet cycle, it's simply a case of eating the food that you love, but manipulating the amounts. Now, you can also build out recipes within either MyFitnessPal, or you can find lots online, or you could use things like the Pinch of Nom cookbooks, which are really good. They supply all the calorie and macro information. Now, my clients, they receive recipe guides each and every month for breakfast, dinners, for lunches, for side plates, small plates, for desserts, for treats, which makes building out meals that you like and want to eat super easy. So having this bank of 5 to 15 just go-to recipes, meals, this could be for the family too, makes it easier to stick to when you're dieting. Now, on the opposite end, when you're trying to build muscle tissue, you're trying to go into reverse diets or build phases where you're bringing calories up, sometimes you can kind of fall into the trap of eating more junk, because same sort of thing, you kind of think, I need to reach a higher calorie level. And by doing that, you end up sometimes gaining more body fat back than what you actually want. Or when you're in a build phase, building less muscle tissue and building more fat instead. So same thing here, have that 5 to 15 bank of recipe meal ideas that's going to be higher calorie now, that's going to give you more carbs, going to give you more fats, which typically you're going to be building these up through those reverse diets and build phases as you exit that diet phase. You're going to have now more options, and you've got an ability to implement that 80-20, that 70-30 rule more effectively. That means you can have obviously things like takeaways and things like that, build it into your program, but without it completely breaking your results, breaking your calorie bank, and ultimately still being in line with your macro and calorie goals for the results that you're trying to see. So having this bank of recipes then allows you, when you go into a diet phase, to be more successful at dieting, because you're already accustomed to eating that food, you like that food, you've worked out the calories, you've worked out the macros, it's going to help you stay on track. And then similarly, as you're building up those calories, you've now got a different bank of meals, or even the same meals, but just more volume. And then again, it makes meal planning super easy, super simple. The thing is about us as humans, we're creatures of habit anyway, so we tend to eat the same 15 to 20 food items across a week, and you'll see that if you look at your food shop. So ultimately, when we build these meals out, you know that you're going to like the core group of meals that you've got. And so then if you go out for dinner, you go out to friends, then ultimately that core group's there. You can swap out some of the meals, you can flip-flop and not have to worry too much about that then affecting your diet phase or that then affecting your build phase. So I hope you find this really useful, guys. Prepare yourself and you'll have way more success when it comes to dieting, and nutrition for fat loss, nutrition for building muscle tissue just isn't as complicated as it can seem once you've got that preparation work in place.